What's up, fellow Pink Floyd fans? Today I will be taking a look at Roger Waters' Us Plus Them concert Blu-ray. It comes in a rather cheap 2-panel cardboard case that contains an 8-page booklet with the Blu-ray slipped inside one of the other panels with no other protection. And I've already managed to rip the damn thing where the disc slips in because it's so damn tight. And have fun not getting smudges all over the disc every time you try to pull it out with your fingers. It's a pretty terrible design. The booklet does include a short essay, some photos, mostly of Roger, and the set list and credits. So after attending Roger Waters' The Wall live tour back in 2010, I thought to myself, man, Roger is really going out in style here, giving his live Wall production a final massive modern update. That was a truly mind-blowing spectacle to behold, especially if you were there. Waters was already 67 at the time, so this was obviously his last great hurrah. And what a way to go out on top, right? Wrong. Apparently this triumph only rejuvenated and motivated him to pursue even greater heights, initially releasing his first solo album of new material in 25 years with 2017's Is This the Life We Really Want? And then immediately following it with a massive world tour. Us Plus Them was filmed over the course of 4 shows at the Ziggo Dome in Amsterdam, the Netherlands, between 18 to 23 June 2018. Despite it spanning multiple shows, it was edited together superbly to appear as a single concert. The setlist for this concert was quite different than on Waters' most recent This Is Not a Drill concert video, where he had focused more on new songs and tracks from some of his other solo albums. Us Plus Them only features 3 new songs, and the remainder are all Pink Floyd classics, including 8 of the 10 tracks from The Dark Side of the Moon. This concert did not feel as obnoxiously politicized as This Is Not a Drill was either, as Waters mostly let the videos and the screens carry his messaging instead of lecturing us between every other song. He saved that for the very end when he spoke passionately about human rights and the plight of the Palestinians. Us Plus Them took place while Donald Trump was halfway through his first term as President of the United States, so you can probably take a wild guess as to where most of Waters' political vitriol was directed during this tour. The concert begins with a haunting video showing a person sitting alone on a hill of sand overlooking a massive barren landscape as ominous black clouds roll in, spewing thunder and lightning across the sky, before the sound of a fighter jet zips by overhead and drops a huge bomb over near the horizon. Okay, now that everyone is in a festive mood, it's time to kick off the show with the Dark Side of the Moon opening tracks, Speak to Me and Breathe. Jonathan Wilson handled most of David Gilmour's vocal and rhythm guitar parts here, and although his vocals were certainly adequate, I doubt anyone left the show saying, man, that dude singing Gilmour's parts was off the hook. Anyways, there's no better way for an ex-Floyd member to kick off a concert than with Speak to Me and Breathe, and they sounded phenomenal this night. The director cuts to the screen films nearly as often as he does the musicians throughout the concert, but the films do look quite extraordinary, and it is what makes a Waters concert so uniquely theatrical. After a fiery detour back to 1971's metal classic One of These Days, which finds Waters really strutting his stuff on the echo-drenched bass solo, they return right back to the Dark Side of the Moon with Time, Breathe Reprise, and The Great Gig in the Sky. It's during The Great Gig where you really start to notice and appreciate the 2 extraordinary female backing singers, Jess Wolfe and Holly Lasig, who are from the indie pop band Luscious. They look like 60s retro futuristic twins with matching platinum blonde hairdos, sparkly black dresses, and massive fake eyelashes with thick mascara. They kind of remind me in a way of those hot humanoid alien women who always used to seduce Captain Kirk on the original Star Trek TV series. Yeah, and they could really belt out some serious vocals too and make this version of The Great Gig in the Sky one of the best I've seen in a while. Waters straps on a Fender Strat next for a massive sounding Welcome to Machine. And on a decent sound system, the sound effects really punch you right in the chest. The next three songs are from Waters' new album at the time, Is This the Life We Really Want? Deja Vu and The Last Refugee are two kind of boring ballads for me, but I recognize that the appeal of these type songs are mostly with Roger's lyrics. The director shows a lot of crowd shots of adoring fans throughout the concert, and you'll notice a surprisingly large number of younger female fans who I only imagine share Waters' politics and really revere his lyrics. Picture That is one of my favorite tracks from the new album, probably because it sounds the most like Pink Floyd material, and Roger really got into this performance too. The rest of the concert is all classic Pink Floyd though, starting with Wish You Were Here. Waters takes over the lead vocals on this one, and unfortunately, he sounded pretty terrible, but the rest of the song was gorgeous as usual. The Happiest Days of Our Lives is most associated as the intro to the smash hit Another Brick in the Wall Part 2, so it doesn't always get its due as a standalone track, but these two together are always showstoppers, and they certainly were here. The absolute highlight of the concert comes next for me in the form of the two Animals album epics, Dogs and Pigs. At this point, the stage show turns preposterously sublime as a second enormous video screen is slowly positioned over the middle of the arena, perpendicular to the stage, to gradually reveal a massive 3D-looking replica of the Battersea Power Station, which of course adorned the Animals album cover. The acoustic guitar strumming in this song is just so unique and elegant, and Kilminster really nails the epic guitar solo here. And how about the trippy interlude in the middle of Dogs, where the entire band are wearing freaky pig masks while sitting around a bar toasting glasses of champagne. It is filmed with a dreamy, slow motion type effect that creates a sort of eyes wide shut kind of vibe. Pigs only ups the intensity, and what better song for Waters to parade a bunch of unflattering pictures of Donald Trump all over the screen before eventually displaying Trump is a pig in Dutch for the locals, of course. You've got to at least chuckle at Waters' level of Trump derangement syndrome, whether you agree with him or not politically. Kilminster once again delivers an amazing guitar performance, especially his long talk box guitar solo. From here, it's basically side 2 of Dark Side of the Moon to close out the set. The stage show during Brain Damage and the Eclipse finale have to really be seen to believed, as a 3D laser pyramid is created in the middle of the arena to eventually replicate the famous Dark Side of the Moon cover in epic fashion. Comfortably Numb was strangely relegated to the bonus features, along with the Floyd-vibed new song Smell the Roses, and they are frustratingly only presented in LPCM stereo instead of surround. A 15-minute documentary titled Fleeting Glimpse is also included, and provides some pretty fascinating behind-the-scenes and rehearsal footage from the tour. On par with all of Roger Waters' other concert videos, the production quality of Us Plus Them is second to none. I'll spare you the details and just say that the audio, video, and camera direction were all perfect to my eyes and ears. Dolby Atmos, True HD 5.1, and LPCM 2.0 tracks are all provided, and they each sound amazing here. The track list shown here featured 20 songs, and the total runtime was an impressive 2 hours. Reprisals of The Last Refugee and Deja Vu are listed as the last 2 tracks, but they're really just recordings played over the credits and some additional screen films. So as for my ratings of this concert Blu-ray, my overall production rating is a perfect 10 out of 10. And my overall performance rating is a very solid 8 out of 10. So Us Plus Them is another triumphant concert video production from Roger Waters, with stunning visuals and a superb mix of Pink Floyd classics that are exquisitely performed. If you're a Pink Floyd fan, Us Plus Them is absolutely essential viewing. All right, that's it for me today. Let me know your thoughts on Roger Waters' Us Plus Them in the comments. And please don't forget to like and subscribe for more. Thanks, and catch you next time.